going on, my fellow cigar smokers of YouTube? I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Jared No Cigars. Today I have a special guest on, CAO's Master Blender and Ambassador of General Cigars. So I want to welcome Rick Rodriguez.
Thank you, bro. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And so, love talking about cigars, so I think we're going to have a great conversation tonight. I hope, bro. I hope.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for I want to thank you for coming.
I love that, bro.
Giving me the opportunity to sit down with you.
For sure, because your fan base deserve to learn about what we do, how we do it, and the reasons we do it. So I'm the Pied Piper of CEO and Jello Cigars. So thank you for this opportunity, because at the end of the day, your fans, I hope, are my fans. So we'll see. By the end of the night, we're going to win some fans or lose some fans tonight. So we'll see.
So you brought me a special treat here, the CAO Mortal Coil.
Yeah. So this is part of a trilogy that we started last year. And so we have 3 cigars that we're winding up right now. So we just released this year the second of the trilogy called Firewalker. But this is the original one from that. And then we have one more we'll launch next year. So hopefully we're going to be able to bring back this cigar in 2024 or 2025.
Too long.
Yeah, too long. I'm voting right now to make this full-time. But we believe sometimes when you make something full-time that people are used to getting part-time, it kind of takes away the luster of that cigar. So we don't know, but I know this. The fans love this cigar. If we have the ability to make this cigar for them, just let's make it again. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. So what brought you to Philly today?
You know what? Just a visit. I work with the local reps across the country, and so Romney was part of my schedule. So I'm here with the local rep. Romney, I think you had him on here about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. He was my latest guest.
One of my favorites, because when you look at all your salesmen, they're all different. Their love for tobacco is not equal, and so I gravitate sometimes for the salesman that really enjoys what they do. Not saying that they don't all enjoy, but you see the passion that some of these guys or girls have versus the other guys who are just doing their job. And they're doing a great job, but the passion is lacking. So he's one of my best, I think, best salesmen that we have, and happens to be one of my best friends in the industry. Yeah.
What's up, guys? Before we continue the video, I want you guys to hit the link in my description. It's to my GoFundMe page. That way I can bring on people in the best quality possible. Thank you. I know when you first came up here, you saw our cigar label wall.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
And you were admiring that. And you said you had a cool story about cigar bands. Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, it's kind of I'll make it short, but it is such a beautiful story. I don't want to leave anything out. I was doing a tour of Europe about 5 years ago, and I started in Amsterdam. We have a shop in Amsterdam, and so I was there for an event, and the event started at about 5 o'clock. And I got there about 4 o'clock, and there's nobody in the shop. And the general manager said, "Ricky, let's take you to the lounge. We have a cup of coffee and a cigar for you." So I'm smoking a cigar, drinking my coffee, and all of a sudden I see this old lady walk in with a postcard in her hand, and looked at me, and looked at the picture on the postcard, and walked away. And all of a sudden, the general manager and her came back in, and I can see them talking, and then they don't know what they're saying because they're talking Dutch. And he says, "Oh no, that's him. That's him." And so, no, she's saying, "No, look at the picture. Oh, the picture, he has no beard, but now he has a beard. So that's him." And she came to me and says, are you this guy? And she speaks some English broken. Yes, yes. Oh my God, I've been looking forward to meeting you for months.
Wow.
Really, bro, what an honor. And I said to her, do you smoke cigars? No, no, I don't smoke, but I collect cigar bands. Really interesting. And she says, I have a couple of cigar bands. Could you sign them for me? I looked at her. Yes, let's say, how old are you? She says, I'm 92 years old. And she says, I took 2 buses to get here and to see you. My daughter is going to pick me up. Your daughter? Yeah, she's 82 years old. She's going to come and drive me home. And she says, okay, what bands you? She had a flathead band and the Cologne band. I said, I just released this cigar in Europe 2 weeks ago. How do you have this band? It's not even in the shop. Oh, I have friends around the world. They send me cigar bands. Do me a favor. Come to my house. I'm going to show you something. And I looked at her. Bless your heart, I'm not going to go to any consumer's house. And he says, oh my God, it breaks my heart, but you need to see my collection. And I said, you know what? Maybe, but I don't think so. I have my event, and it's going to be until 7. I'll wait up for you. And so she was walking out, and she's talking to my rep. And I can see, well, he's tight schedule, but we'll see. And she comes, bro, what are you going to do? I said,
Yeah.
bro, she's 92 years old. Took 2 buses to see me. We can go by her house for 5 minutes. And we did. And she lived on, talking about, hey guys, if you ever come to this, be prepared to take fucking 30 flights of stairs to get up to here. It was brutal, but it was great. But well worth the fucking trip just to see this wall. But so I went up. She was on the 6th floor of this whole apartment complex. The staircase, I swear to God, was about this size. It was round. How she got up and down these stairs, I was huffing and puffing when I went and I knocked on the door. Her apartment is the size of this area. And she had bookshelves all over the place with photo albums. And I thought, oh my God, she's going to show me pictures of her family. He says, Rick, what cigar band you want to see from me that I have of yours? I said, well, what do you have? Name a cigar. Okay, Osa. That was the first cigar. We never shipped Osa to Europe yet. So Osa. She goes to this fucking shelf, looks, pulls out this photo album. This one. Wow. She says, can you sign it? Sign it, yeah. How about, let me show you another one. And I made this cigar line called CAO. It was 3 cigars in a tube. And one band had C, the other band had A, and the other band had O. And we're shipping this cigar only in America. We only ship about 500 of those units across America. And they help us choose a blend that we're going to release. She had every band.
Get the fuck out.
Bro, I said, this is unbelievable. He says, I have every band you ever did. And
Wow.
she had every band. And says, name another cigar. I said, my master that taught me, Benjamin Menendez, left Cuba in 1962, and his last cigar he made was an H. Hutman. 62. Well, this one. She says, I started to collect in 1947, and I've been collecting. She had a closet filled with every tube cigar known to man. From 1950 to the present, they had every, bro, so I saw that. That doesn't compare to what she had. She had millions of dollars of cigar art and bands. And I said, what are you going to do with all this collection? You're not a spring chicken. He said, yeah. I'm going to die soon. But I have a friend that's a collector, and he's going to put it together, and we're going to donate this to a museum. And hopefully somebody wants this collection. It had to be worth millions. millions of dollars.
Wow.
Just the history of every cigar that was made from 47 to present, she had that cigar.
Wow.
And it just stole my heart, and I thank God I was this arrogant asshole. I'm not going to go to your house. And I went to her house, and I had a great time. A great time. So, yeah, it's amazing. It was amazing to me.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's yeah, this wall like took forever to throw
But it's
together.
history.
Yeah.
Like we were saying earlier, a lot of cigar, manufacturers are going to come here, and your trained eye is to look at that whole wall, but ours are trained to look at our bands. So I can see my bands sticking out left and right. I can fucking
Brazilian
yeah,
right there.
yeah. So I can spell it because it's amazing because you're going to have manufacturer, bro. We haven't made that cigar in fucking 5 years. I can't believe you have that band. So they're going to get excited.
Yeah,
it's
it's
fucking amazing. Yeah.
It's gonna be cool. So I see right here, you gave me this this Rick's Picks 5-pack bag, and it's got all nice Robusto size cigars, which is always like typically my favorite size.
Right.
For a cigar. And I see you got a lot of stuff. You got some stuff from the Flathead series. Got the CAO Session right there. You got the Brasilia, the Bones, and that Pilon,
Yeah.
which is by far one of my most favorite cigars. And I want to talk to you about that. I know you had a pretty cool story about it. We were talking when we were downstairs, and you said it took a really long time to actually produce and manufacture that cigar because of a lot of hiccups at the factory. So, what was going on there?
If you look at the DNA of CAO, it's always been the DNA of CAO is to introduce new tobacco from around the world. So they were the first to really showcase or bring to the market Brasilia, a tobacco from Brasilia. There was a first cigar manufacturer used Italian tobacco in a premium line for Italia. And so we're thinking about that. So we have Basin, new tobacco, Colombia, new tobacco. So there's other things that we can offer the consumers or the fans of CAO other than new tobacco, maybe a new process. So I was with my master, Benji Menendez, in Miami one day. And I said, Benji, we do the same thing that you were doing in Cuba in the 50s and the 40s and the 30s when your grandfather started this business? And he says, you know what? Basically, that's the beauty of this business. You're doing processing and rolling techniques and tobaccos the same way we're doing for the last 200 years. So no, there's not a lot of changes happening. And so because I'm looking for something to add to CAO, maybe not a new cigar tobacco, but a new process, a new way to age cigars. No, Ricky, I would love to help you, but no, I have nothing for you. So after the end of the dinner, I was walking out saying goodbye. I said, whoa, I've been thinking about this for the last hour or two. There was a technique of fermentation that my grandfather was always talking about. We never used it. But he says back in the day, in the 1800s, they were using the circular pilons. And so typically when you see a fermentation process, it's kind of a square situation. It's from this wall to the camera, from that wall to here, and then piled out. And it looks like a square, but this is a circle. And so what we notice that when you do this process, the reason they gave up on this process, the Cubans did, because it doubles your fermentation process. So typically, to ferment tobacco takes you about 8 to 10 months. But this process, because the weight is not there, we have to kind of heat the tobacco very slowly, and it doubles the time. So this process for that cigar would take us about 18 months to 15 months to ferment. So it's kind of like if I had two roasts. One I'm going to cooked in a pan in the oven, I can eat it in 3 hours. This process is taking the same roast and putting it in a crock pot for 8 hours. What it does, it really offers you the flavor of that beef because it has more time to enhance the flavor. So this process works beautiful, but what discovered is it doesn't work with every tobacco. So we started this process using a Connecticut broadleaf. And 18 months later, we smoked it and all the flavor was gone. We cooked all the flavor out. Oh, start again. Start with something from Nicaragua. Cooked all the flavor out. And then we got to the Ecuadorian. And that process really released the flavor that we were looking for. So it's the only cigar that I think any manufacturer is spending the time to ferment your tobacco to open that flavor is General Cigar and CAO using this process. It's the first cigar that I've ever put my name on because I was so proud of my team and what we had to work through to get this project off the ground into the hands of the fans of CAO.
Wow.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
So this is why, guys, like, I really respect the blenders that are behind all the beautiful cigars that we smoke. Because when they're blending and really taking their time trying to produce and manufacture this tobacco, they go through a very tedious and strenuous process. Like, and you gotta have the patience of a saint, because like, you're waiting months, sometimes even years, to get the tobacco to where you want it to be.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
that's why I have all the respect. Like me, I don't have that much patience. Like, I've ripped my hair out editing these videos, you know? Like, I'm like, fuck! You know?
Yeah.
But it's
an art.
It,
At the end
it
of the
really
day,
is.
You know, as your fan base, I can say this. I'm not here to say to anybody, CAO makes the best cigars in the world. That's up to you. I can say this, guarantee you, we worked hard as anybody else to deliver our fan base a great cigar. So if you're looking at blenders, and to show your fan base how long something takes us, when you start that journey to make a nice cigar, you can go through 20 to 50 blends before you decide X is the blend. And so typically for us, marketing would give me about a year to work on a new project. And so that year would be kind of broken down to 6 months. 6 months to work on the blend and 6 months to work on the packaging, the story behind the blend, and the box. And so, so along the way, you start the target. They want from us a medium body cigar with some spice notes to it. Okay, we start. Use this wrapper, this binder, and these fillers. You smoke it. Yeah, that's not it. Let's try again. Take that binder and replace it with this. Leave the same wrapper, same filler. Smoke it. All right. Take that one filler out, the same binder, and replace that filler with this filler. You smoke it. Kind of close, but not spicy. Take that out. So on and on. So what we'll do out of 30 or 50 blends, narrow it down to 10, narrow it down to 5, narrow it down to 3. Once we have 3 blends, stop. So those are the blends I take home. Start to share them with fans, start to share them with the company, the marketing department, the sales department. Smoke these 3 cigars and rate one of the other. So A, B, or C, which one do you think reaches that target? And so you get their feedback. And so, and then you say, okay, everybody's voting for B. B is it. And so it's not a dictatorship that they're going to look at me and say, okay, it's your blend, you choose it. Bro, no. It's all of us. So now, if my blend circle said we're tied, half likes B and half likes C, they all looked at me and said, you need to break the tie. Which one do you want? B or C? And then I'll make that call because I think this A or B fits that target.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah, really is. I'm really loving the Mortal Coil so far.
It's amazing cigar because these are, if this is a rope tobacco. It's a rope tobacco that they process and grow in the DR, and it's very different because fermentation in our hands is in a warehouse, and it's closed, and we have windows and all that, but kind of closed. But when you're dealing with rope tobacco, what they'll do is pick all the tobacco, roll it into a rope. The rope is about 30 feet long. It's about this thick. And they put it on twine, and they just leave it outside. So
Right.
it rains and rains and rains, or too much sun. It's just brutal. But what you get is this unique flavor that we're receiving from this tobacco. And so
Right.
it's just a different process, but it's kind of fun, but it doesn't work like the Polone. It doesn't work for every tobacco. So
Right.
there's some tobaccos, if you do that to that tobacco, by the time you done with that rope, it's destroyed, or you can't use it, you can't taste it. It's just awful. Yeah.
Yeah. So that process kind of reminds me of I've been falling in love with with your Basin series.
Yes.
And the tobacco from the Amazon rainforest. Like when you smoke that cigar, you could taste the rich, earthy minerals of the cigar. Exactly, like almost like it came from like you could taste the environment that it came from.
For sure.
You know, and that was one thing that stood out the most in that, which
Yeah.
gave it that real uniqueness.
Yeah,
and this
because-
cigar is kind of giving me that, but like
Well,
in a different way.
Why? Because in the cigar, using that rope tobacco, we also use this same tobacco in Amazon Basin. But we only use about 30% of this tobacco versus 100% like we're using right now. And so, that other tobacco, to me, the Amazon Basin tobacco is sweet tobacco. And if you ever dry draw it before you cut it, I think it's going to give you a prune or raisinette flavor. That doesn't translate. You're going to chase Raisin Bran cereal when you're smoking it. But if you ever dry draw it, you're like, bro, a prune, dry fruit, or a raisin. And so it's very unique what they do. This is the only tobacco I've ever seen in my life that the process of the tobacco is so unique. So the local Indians do not smoke this tobacco. They chew it and they swallow the juice. So,
Wow.
okay, that's kind of cool, but I don't understand that. So let's smoke it. So I'm smoking a Fuma. A Fuma is that tobacco only.
Yeah.
I'm smoking it and say, well, Ricky, you're a perfect fit for this tobacco because it's so unique, so different. You're the only guy in the world that's going to have access to the tobacco. So you want it. I smoke it. Okay, I love it, but I didn't see it. And they showed me it is a tube. It's about 4 feet long, about this thick. And they wrap it in burlap. And then they bury this tobacco under the tree. The tree produces fruit, falls from the tree, interacts with the soil, and that is what we taste, that fruit. And so, bro, that's cool. That's a fucking great story. I'm smoking it. But also, I didn't share this with you. If you go to the tree and eat the fruit from the tree, you die a very painful death. It's very poisonous. Bro, I couldn't take it out of my mouth quickly. Why would you want me to smoke poison tobacco? No, 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 no. Don't worry about it. Because remember what I said. They don't smoke it. They chew it and swallow the juice. If they can handle that, you can smoke it. So what do you mean? Well, they bury it so low. By the time that fruit, that flavor of the fruit reaches that tobacco, all the poison is washed out.
Wow.
I'm saying to myself, okay, I have one more question. How long did it take them to discover how long to go? Because I'm sure they should, you know what, bury it 2 inches.
How many people died in the process of making this fucking cigar?
Chew it, Louis.
Yeah.
Boom. All right.
Yeah.
How about 2 feet? Boom. How about 5 feet? Boom. How about 10 feet? Oh, he's okay. 10 feet it is.
He's alive.
It's amazing. And so
Yeah.
they only grow about 5,000 pounds of the tobacco a year. And we offer them double the money, grow more. No. We're only 5,000 pounds. So I can only release about 7,000 boxes a year utilizing that 5,000 pounds of tobacco.
Bro, I can't tell you how many people come into our shop and just fucking break my balls about that cigar, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys got that Amazon Basin in, you got the, you got the Anaconda in, you got the Fuming Court in, you got the, and I'm like, dude, like there's nothing I could do. I can't make these guys produce something that they don't have anymore.
You can't even, every cigar in your shop, if your fan come to me and say, hey, bro, I'm really digging Rocky Patel's Edge. Really, great cigar. Have you ever tried my Flathead? It's going to be in the same ballpark. But Amazon Basin is the only cigar in the world. If you say to anybody, I don't have any more Amazon Basin, but have you tried Rocky or Plasencias or fucking Davidoff's XYZ? It's never going to be the same. Never. So we're the only people that has that tobacco, and I hope we are never going to be able to release it full time. It will always be because of black tobacco once a year. But the beauty of this year, we release it in February this year, this batch for this year. But in 2020, because of this shutdown, we did not release 2020's batch. So what we did was age it for 2 years, and we're going to release it in October. So if you're a fan of Amazon Basin, September, I will start to go to my local shops and say, please put me aside a box or 2 cigars or 1 cigar aside, because Basin goes, you get it, you sell out. It's our Opus X. It's our Opus X.
Yeah.
Very sold out.
I couldn't keep the Basin on the shelf. The Pilon. As soon as I smoked it, I was like, everybody's got to try this.
Yes.
Everybody's got to try this. Everybody that walked through the door, I was like, you got to smoke this Pilon. And it's at such a great price point, too.
It is, and it's about the flavor. It's
not
body guy, but everybody's a cigar smoker. I don't care if you're mild, full body. You will sacrifice a body for this flavor.
Yeah, absolutely, all the way.
Yeah, so
because I'm typically like a full-bodied guy. I've been leaning more towards medium. I love San Andreas wrappers and Nicaraguan fillers. Like I'm a huge fan of that. But like I started to really grow a love for a lot of like Dominican tobaccos, Brazilian tobaccos. That beautiful tobacco that you've been getting.
Yeah, so when I started my training, I was a salesman for about 5 years for the company when they promoted me to train to be a blender. And I remember I was kind of stuck on that body. So I was a medium body guy. And so I didn't go to mild, I didn't go to full body cigars until I got to wear my masters. Right. And they say, what cigar? I noticed you smoke the same cigar from the beginning and the end of your day. Ricky, why? And I said, bro, because that's my body. Bro, you're No. The terms full body, mild, and medium body comes from Cuba. So if you ever looked at a blender or a owner of a tobacco company, what you'll notice, they smoke mild, medium, and full body cigars. Why? Not because just they make all, because they realize in the morning time with a cup of coffee, I don't want that full body cigar to destroy my palate, knowing that I'm going to smoke 2 or 3 cigars. So we start with a mild cigar that opens and wakes your palate, and then you go. So the term mild comes from, in the morning time, you typically drink a cup of coffee, make some toast. Your body is not ready for a full body cigar. After lunch, you have a sandwich. Your body, kind of your stomach is full, kind of halfway full. So medium bodied. And full body is after dinner.
Yep.
So you have a great steak. I don't want to reach for a mild cigar after my steak dinner because that's not going to allow me to taste it because my polluted palate with a steak is not going to allow me. So you reach for a more body cigar. So
Right.
if you're a fan, guys, there's a cigar for your fans for any time of the day. If you're stuck on body, get off that boat. We're never going to judge. Oh, you still smoke a mild cigar, bro? You're like, I'm still riding my bike with training wheels. You don't get it. You don't get it.
Yeah.
Now, I will say to you, I rarely, if ever, smoke a mild cigar at nighttime.
Yeah. Eh.
Yeah, so
Same.
it's so for you, there's some great cigars, a lot of flavor, but they're mild.
Right.
There's some great cigars, full body, but there's no flavor.
Yep.
So when you increase your body, you have to sacrifice something. And sometimes all the time, you sacrifice flavor.
Yeah.
So once in a while, a manufacturer will give you a full body cigar with full flavor. That's magic. That's magic, bro. Magic when that happens. And you can seek out to do that, but 90% of the time you do not reach that target. So
Right.
it's amazing. So body, colors of wrappers. Again, that's another thing I talk. A lot of people off the ledge. Oh, that's a dark cigar. I can't handle that. Really?
Yeah.
Here's a light cigar, and I'll kick your ass.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you can never judge the book by cover.
Right.
So I can make a jet black cigar. I mean, blacker than your table, very mild.
Right.
And I can make a light wrapper with like the Polone, very full bodied, by
Right.
tweaking the blend.
Right.
So
And it's definitely funny you say that because one of my mentors, George Brightman, who
bro, what the fuck?
yeah, who,
Wow, the fuck.
yeah, he definitely put me through some fucking cigar
Fuck
boot
yeah,
camp, man.
bro. Yes.
So
Wow.
when I was first starting out, I would come, right, and we would work the shift together in the morning, and I would go for the most full cigar. And he would be like, oh, whoa, buddy, we're going to be here all day. Pump the brakes back a little bit.
Yeah.
Why don't you smoke this? And like before, like we had the cabinet set up, like, Dominican, Honduran, Nicaraguan. And he would give me a nice mild, like Dominican cigar. Then like he would build me up from there. And it was like that every day until, I eventually smoked every fucking cigar in the shop.
Right.
And it definitely really helped train my palate when it came to cigars. And there was one point like where he got me to the point like, now I like kind of pinpoint like there's something very familiar about this fucking cigar, and and then boom, he came up with it. Well, some tobacco was in the was in the Basin,
Right.
so he got me to like that point, and where I can kind of pinpoint origin, blend, what's in there, what's making it spicy, what's not making it spicy, and that was basically how I learned. And I was just some fucking guy looking for a place to hang out that was smoking fucking mint Javas.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Everybody
And-
has a starting gate.
Yeah.
Everybody has that starting. What we're learning too is the new regime, the new smokers that's coming into the category, is not like the old regime. Meaning, if you're beginning to smoke cigars in the 80s or the 90s or 2000, what you did typically, you walk into a shop and say, hey, I'm new to smoking cigars. And they're going to say, I have the cigar for you. Macanero Cafe.
Yeah.
A very mild Romeo. Very mild. We'll start you here and build you up. But what we're noticing, the new regime, the 20 to 30-year-olds are coming with palates already geared to certain flavors. Why? They're drinking high-end beers, IPAs, not Bud Lights, and they're drinking bourbons and they're drinking scotches. So their palate's already refined. So it's not anything for us to say, I want a bold cigar. Bro, can you handle it? There's first cigar. And they can smoke a full body cigar for the first cigar and handle that cigar.
Yep.
It's amazing that that technique of the bourbon training, the beer training, the wine training, that everybody's enjoying also relates to you beginning to smoke a cigar, not a mild. You can smoke anything you want and then judge by yourself where you want to land. Medium, mild, full-bodied. But at the end of the day, we're noticing more women and more young 20 to 30 are smoking medium plus cigars for the first cigars and enjoying it. But again, for your fan base, bro, do not shut out. If you're a full-body cigar smoker, if you look at your humidor, maybe any humidor would have 25, 30% full-body cigars. So if you're that guy, you're kind of already taking out 70% of his humidor away from you. Don't do that to yourself. Do not. Bro, at the end of the day, when you go to your local stadium to see the Eagles, hopefully not play Tampa because we kick your ass all the time. That's another fucking series.
Yeah, we could talk that on a different episode. Yeah, we could talk about that on a different episode.
Exactly. But if you go there and it's fucking 1 o'clock and fucking August, do you really want a fucking neat shot of bourbon? No, you want a Bud Light, a cool beer, and a fucking, a beer that you can sit outside and fucking just be pounded by the sun and okay. But to take away 50 or 70% of the humidor because I don't want to be that guy smoking a mild cigar in front of my friends. You don't get it, bro. You don't get it. Now, do not smoke a mild cigar after your fucking Philly cheesesteak sandwich. But a cup of coffee on a fucking Sunday morning with your newspaper, have it, bro. Have it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If you're a newbie or you've been smoking cigars for a long time, do yourself a favor when you seek out a cigar that you enjoy. Ask that employee or that shop owner, what was that wrapper? Oh, that wrapper is Ecuadorian Sumatra. Okay, this is from La Gloria. Oh, yes, Ecuadorian Sumatra. Do you have any more blends that had Ecuador? Oh, yeah, Basin was one. CL makes one. So you can taste those differences because at the end of the day, just because we have the same tobacco, I'm not going to produce the same cigar. And so you can say, oh, I thought I liked Rockies or La Glorias, but I've now discovered I kind of prefer fucking Pepins over, CL or... So do yourself a favor. When you see a cigar, take the wrapper and say, do you have that? That's going to get you in the ballpark. Meaning, if I share the cigar, if you like that cigar, I think you're going to like this cigar. I'm still playing football with you. Mm-hmm. But what I don't want to do is take it from football and share a cigar that's baseball.
Yeah.
Totally fucking. This is different.
Oh, yeah.
This is not the same. So only recommend that wrapper. And so you can have 4 or 5 separate companies using the same wrapper, but you're going to discover 1 or 2 are your favorite, and the other one I don't care for.
Right. That's why I smoke every cigar that comes in, because every cigar is particularly different.
Exactly.
And you could definitely taste like the preparation process in a lot of these cigars.
And the blends and all that, because
yeah.
you know what? When if my wrapper is a piece of steak, and I go to my kitchen with my fillers and I add salt and pepper and garlic to enhance that flavor. Well, Rocky or Pepin or fucking Fuentes, no. I use rosemary, butter, and salt.
Yeah.
So you have that bold flavor of the beef, but there's lingering flavors of rosemary that Ricky didn't give me with fucking garlic and pepper and salt.
Right.
So that's the difference. So when you smoke these 3 or 4 same wrappers, but you notice the taste, that's the blend. Oh, you're using rosemary, butter, and garlic. Ricky's version is using black pepper, garlic, and butter. You know.
Huh.
And so to prove this point, I was just talking to somebody downstairs. To prove to you where the flavor, 95% of the time when the manufacturer makes a cigar, we're concentrating on the wrapper. That's it. That's the most important component. So we've been blind to you guys saying, oh, when you smoke, where's the flavor comes from? Oh, 73% of their flavor is a wrapper. How do you know that? What machine told you? All right, hold on. I have a little piece of paper. 70. We don't have that. But
Nope.
I can say this to you. Take your favorite cigar you know, one that you've been smoking for 6 months, 6 years. You know that flavor. Simply go and buy the cigar and cut about maybe 1 inch of your wrapper off and discard it. Now you light your cigar with your binder and your fillers, and you smoke. And do not watch it, because your eyes will dictate something's going to happen, because it reaches that wrapper. Your eyes are going to say, "Oh, there's going to be a change." Just smoke it. Just smoke and talk and all that. Once it reaches the wrapper, it's going to be an explosion of flavor in your mouth. Now, if you have the palate to say, you're right, 73.3%. We don't know, but I know this for a fact is a hell of a lot of flavor. So do that for you. It's a simple technique. Just take a razor blade, a sharp knife, and just cut it, and just guard that wrapper, and just smoke it, and just don't pay attention. All of a sudden, they're going to have a draw. It's going to, wow. That's amazing how much that is the flavor is from your wrapper.
Wow. So, I want to thank you once again, man, for coming up here and doing this interview.
Bro, thank you so much. And
I
I hope your fans learn 1 or 2 things. But you know what? In the day, bro, go out there and experience. There's so many little nuggets of gold in any cigar shop. You're going to discover how you smoke them, because we can all say, "Hey, bro, the next time you can find Merle Coil, get it. We love it. You can smoke it." I said, "Bro, this is the worst cigar in my life." You're right, and I'm right. Just because you like pizza doesn't mean you're going to like fucking pizza from Pizza Hut.
Right.
So it's a pizza. It's a pizza, but it's not Philly pizza. You know. So, but thank you so much for your time, and hopefully we'll do this soon.
Yeah, this has been an honor.
Thank you, bro.
Man. Thank you so much, man,
bro.
for coming.
Love you, bro.
Love you too, man.
You can't
What's up, people? I want to thank you for tuning in to Jared Knows Cigars. If you liked the video you saw today, make sure you like, comment, and share. Don't forget to subscribe. And hit that bell at the bottom. That way you get a notification anytime new content comes onto my channel. Thank you.